Hi friends, Amanda here with Unwind Flow Yoga, back for another yin restorative kind of combination class as we focus on Anahata Chakra or the heart chakra. We're going to be looking at this sort of 360 degrees of our heart center, front, sides, and back. You will need a couple props towards the end of class, so grab what you have and meet me on the mat. We're going to start off with a little bit of active motion around the chest and heart center through cat and cow. So join me in a comfortable kneeling position using a blanket underneath the knees for extra support. Spread the fingers wide on the ground. Feel the shoulders stacked over the wrists. Reach the crown of the head and tailbone here. And then we'll start to move through cat and cow breaths. On an inhale, drop the belly towards the floor. Really think about bringing the chest to the arms as you look up. And then on an exhale, round the spine, press the mat away. Take a couple more rounds like this. Inhale. Exhale. Try not to overthink it, but bring in that awareness of 360 degrees around the chest. And that might just start one at a time. So on this next round coming up, you might think, open the chest. Exhale, press the mat away. Maybe think sides of the rib cage here, opening up. Know that you can stay for an extra breath or two in either of the variation. Maybe next time you come into cat pose, you really round the spine, like over exaggerate the length through the back body. Maybe for these last few cycles, it's a little bit more like a side to side. Noticing here that as you're moving, things are starting to move. You're starting to bring awareness in maybe some new areas you haven't thought about in a little bit. And then when you feel complete with that movement, let's take it into a child's pose here. So big toes touch, knees wide, sink the hips back towards the heels, crawl the arms forward, and bring the head down to the floor if it reaches. If it doesn't, you can always bring the forearms together to support the head, grabbing onto one of the props that you have nearby. I'll invite you to notice the sense of the front body softening down towards the floor. Back body is rounding. Sides of the ribcage lengthening. And if you do want to add a little bit of intensity to this pose to increase your range of motion, you have some props available. You can always grab them for the arms. So bringing the forearms onto your prop and then dropping the chest in between them. I just have this blanket here, which is just a couple inches in thickness, and it's totally different right away. In this class, we don't want to do anything that's too intense. We're looking for just that initial tug of our tissues and staying there just on the edge of that initial tug rather than pushing ourselves all the way. Perfect. All right, when you're ready, start to transition out. Putting your prop off to the side for now. Coming to lie onto the belly for Sphinx pose. So this is when we'll start to get into a little bit more specific of that 360 degrees. So front, sides, and back. In Sphinx, we want our elbows underneath the shoulders, fingers spread wide, forearms on the floor. Really think about bringing the chest to the arms, telescoping the spine up. We're leading with our heart center here, almost like it's a flashlight leading our way forward. This heart space is often referred to as sort of the resting place of the soul. In traditional Chinese medicine, the heart is where the Shen, the spirit, comes to rest at nighttime. So it's an area that we want to protect. Feels vulnerable when it's overexposed. So this is a great practice just to bring some gentle awareness, finding our boundary of what feels comfortable for us and what doesn't. Staying here 2 more breaths. Bottom of your next exhale, slowly lower back down onto the ground. And bring the forehead down to stacked palms here. Give the tailbone a little bit of a wiggle, maybe windshield wiper the legs. Notice the difference from our Sphinx pose to lying flat on the floor. Notice how that changes your experience. And then from here, we'll make our way up to our next pose here. We're gonna do one side and then the other before going onto the back. And you will need a couple props here. So I'm gonna grab onto my rolled up blanket and a block. The block is gonna be a pillow for our head. So using whatever you have that can create this kind of pillow shape. And then I'm gonna come to lie down on my right side. My right arm is going to go in between my rolled up blanket and the block, and I want my rolled up blanket to be on my ribcage, and then right side of the head rests down on the floor. You have a couple options here with this left arm here, the top arm, whatever that is for you. You can rest it on your support, rest it alongside the body, or if you want a little bit more, you can reach the arm up and overhead. Maybe it finds the floor, maybe it finds some other support. Taking your time to adjust because we'll be here for about 2 minutes. Noticing that you get a little sensation on both sides, so both the left side and the right side. You might even feel a little bit on the back of one side or the front of the other side. We'll dive into that a little bit further with our breath. So for these first couple breaths, whatever side is on the floor, touching your support, breathe a little bit more fully into that side. So that's my right side. As I breathe in, I imagine I'm pressing the support away. As I exhale, I'm softening into the support. Once you try that for a couple rounds, let it go, and then think about this top side. As you inhale, ribcage creates space. As you exhale, space gets a little bit closer together, but you still keep a little bit of that sensation of openness. Final about 30 seconds here. Just allow yourself to land, no control over the breath. Just notice sensation. And then when you're ready, if the top arm is lifted up and overhead, just allow it to rest along the side body. And then when you feel ready, slowly make your way onto the second side. So start to make your way up, and then you can roll right over onto your second side. I'm going to move my props just so I'm still facing you. Taking this time to readjust as you need. Moving on to my left side now, I'm going to bring the left arm along the mat, resting the left side of the ribcage on the support, head rests on the block. Right arm can be alongside the body on your support, or you can reach it up and overhead. You can rest along the head, make connection. Taking the first phase of the pose just to land here, making any adjustments so that you can feel comfortable here for the next few breaths. Now that you're arrived here, we'll start to do that little breath awareness once again. So bring the awareness to the bottom side, so it remains my left. On an inhale, I'm gently imagining that I'm pressing into the support beneath me. Exhale, I relax. Inhale, gently imagine the left side body pressing into the support. Exhale, release. Try a couple more on your own. Noticing that everything that's happening is the same. We're just using our intention, purpose, attitude. Letting that go here and then transitioning to the top side. Inhale, create space. Exhale, feeling the ribs come back towards each other. Final 30 seconds or so here. Letting any control over the breath go. And then bringing the arm back down alongside the body, pause. No rush to get up. And then in your own time, find yourself sitting up. So you can take a moment to check in. Notice how the breath feels moving through the body at this time. And then we'll make our way into what will be our final pose. So we'll use this pose for the last pose of our class and for Shavasana if you like it. You're going to need about 2 blanket type support. So I have a yoga bolster. I'm going to use that on one side, and then I'm going to adjust my blanket for this other side. What we want to create is some space on our blanket, and then we're going to roll up one edge just about halfway. So I do want to have a tail here because I want to have 3 levels. So this is a restorative pose called Mountain Brook. So I want to have this one level where my head is going to rest. This roll is going to go just underneath the shoulders, and then the second roll over here is going to go underneath the legs. So as you're ready, make your way to lie down on the back, stepping the feet over the support, and then lying back, adjusting yourself as you need. So this roll is sort of on this bra strap line. So we feel the back of the heart gently lifted, and then we can bring our arms into a T or a cactus, whatever space you have there. Bring our awareness to the back of the chest now. Feeling a gentle lift through the front body. Noticing if you feel a little bit too exposed to the front body, you can always unroll your blanket a little bit to create less of a lift. We want this to be really subtle. Feeling this gentle cascade of awareness, support underneath the head, the rib cage, and the legs. reminding yourself that you are supported and that our heart has a place to rest. We can often find that resting place through our yoga practice, through classes just like this one. And we can use what we've created through the rest of our day. I'm going to leave you a little bit of time here for silence. This will be our Shavasana. Making any adjustments here so you can find a place you can rest for a couple more minutes. I'll let you know when it's time to reawaken. Bringing your awareness back to this room. Wiggle fingers, toes. Circle wrists and ankles. Being mindful of your props here, let's roll over onto one side. And then gently push yourself up into a seat. We're going to end off here reconnecting to our breath. So you can inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, join the palms. We're going to take a couple rounds with a 3-part exhale. So exhaling the breath 1/3 at a time. It's called Viloma Pranayama. Take a breath in. Exhale 1/3. Exhale 2/3. Exhale that final third of the breath. Inhale through all sides around the chest. Exhale through the nose. Pause. Exhale the throat. Exhale the chest. Take one more time. Inhale. Notice all the breath you can draw in through the body. Exhale 1/3. Exhale that middle third. Final third of breath. Take a moment to extend gratitude to yourself for making it to class today. Until next time.